everyone, welcome and welcome back to JUENFO Kitchen, where we just enjoy food. So let's enjoy these delicious, soft, fluffy, homemade cinnamon rolls. Alright guys, so the first thing that we're going to do is to proof our yeast. Now this is active dry yeast, not instant. There's a difference. So I have some warm milk here in a bowl, and your milk should be anywhere between 100 to 110 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 37 to 43 degrees Celsius if you have a thermometer. If not, you can just do a simple finger test. You should be able to comfortably insert your finger into the milk, and note that the milk should be warm, not lukewarm. So I'm going to cover and leave this to proof for about 15 minutes. After 10 minutes, your yeast should look like this. It should be nice and bubbly and foamy. If not, that means that you have to throw your mixture away. The yeast is not good, or the milk wasn't warm enough. So I'm going to add the remainder of ingredients: some melted butter, sugar, some salt, 2 eggs, and I like to add a little bit of vanilla extract just for some extra flavor. I'm gonna go ahead and combine this well, and then gradually add my flour, which I sifted. It's always good practice to sift your flour when you're baking so as to avoid any lumps. Now that most of the flour is fully combined, I'm just gonna use my hand to finish working the dough. And once we're done, our dough should be nice and soft and a little bit sticky. A nice soft dough will give us some nice, soft and fluffy cinnamon rolls. Now I'm gonna pour a little bit of oil in this bowl. I'm using some olive oil. You can use whatever oil you have. And I'm using the oil to grease the bowl so that when we leave our dough to rise, it doesn't stick. So I'm going to form this in a little ball. Now you want to leave this anywhere between an hour and a half in a warm area of your kitchen to rise. I live in a tropical climate and it's pretty close to summer, so the temperature is very humid, which is perfect for this. So I'm going to leave it out on my countertop. If you live in a colder climate, however, you can just heat your oven to a low temperature, about 200 degrees Celsius thereabout, turn it off, and then leave your dough inside to rise. And depending on how cold it is, you may have to do this more than once, or just simply use the proof setting if your oven has one. Okay guys, so my dough is finished rising, and I did actually ended up putting it in my oven. Once it rises, it should double in size. So now we're gonna deflate this and roll it out on a clean surface. And I'm just gonna use a little bit of flour to help me roll the dough. And we're going to roll this out into a rectangular shape about 1/2 inch thick. And it doesn't have to be a perfect rectangle, just try to get it as best as you can. For the filling, I'm going to brush on some melted butter. And try to get the edges as well, so that when you cut out your cinnamon rolls, the ones at the end will have enough filling. Next, we're going to evenly sprinkle on our cinnamon sugar. And then start from one end and roll this as tightly as you can. We're going to use some floss to cut these about 1 inch thick. The floss gives it a much cleaner cut, and then place them here in our greased baking tray. And now we're gonna cover and leave these to rise again for another hour. Now these are ready to be baked. As you can see, they are nice and fluffy, and when you're placing them in your baking tray, just give them a little bit of space so that they can rise. Now I'm gonna bake these in my preheated oven at 350, 180 if your oven is in Celsius, for around 20 minutes. While those bake, I'm gonna work on my cream cheese frosting. So I have some softened cream cheese here in this bowl, and to this I'm gonna add a little bit of vanilla extract, powdered sugar, and a little bit of milk to thin this out. Now I like my cream cheese to be more of a drizzle. If you like yours a little bit more thick, you can just add less milk. And after exactly 25 minutes in the oven, we have our delicious soft cinnamon rolls. I'm just gonna allow these to cool down a little bit before I add my glaze. Glaze is enough to cover all of them, but I'm just gonna add it to a few of them so I can store the rest at room temperature. These rolls are so soft and they're not overly sweet, and they have the perfect amount of cinnamon, not overpowering. Recipes in the description. Check out these rum and raisin muffins and this easy delicious plain cake. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and follow me on my socials. Links are in the description. Thanks for watching, and until next time, live life to the fullest and just enjoy food.